Still pulling this up here. There you go. There's my score. 18-16. So Squealers over the Ravens in what used to be called Heinz Field. I think it's called Assure Stadium today. So Ravens beat themselves. Actually don't have a whole lot for you today in terms of uh, deep analysis on this one. This was just poor execution by the Ravens like the whole time today. Uh, we'll go over everything here, but you just didn't execute well enough to win. You didn't deserve to win. You made too many mistakes. Physically, you match up fine against the Steelers, but the Steelers have that little element where they're getting these wins because of their physicality. They're forcing teams into errors, forcing teams into mistakes. Lamar probably as bad as he's been, except for the last time he was in Pittsburgh. So not good today. Let's get into it. Uh, Justin Tucker, I got nothing else for you. Nothing. I don't know what to say at this point. He missed 2 field goals again today. Because he does have the future Hall of Fame status, I think they're going to be at least more respectful of his spot, respectful of him in some fashion more than they would anybody else. I mean, this might be the greatest kicker in the NFL history, but he's not been good. That was 2 missed field goals today. Neither one was a real deep shot. On the other side, you had Boswell hit 5 field goals, win the game for the Steelers. Couldn't really get in the end zone. Had they hit any of those field goals, hit a deep shots, they win today, but they lost. So interested to see what happens Monday with Tucker. I'm thinking maybe, like I said, because of the long status of him, the rock star status of Justin Tucker. Even Pat McAfee today was tweeting out, what is going on with Justin Tucker? So it was weird, but missing 2 field goals, not going to get it done here. Then I don't know how much more rope he's getting after today. I don't know what's wrong. We've never seen this. Racking up many penalties, kind of more to the point with Tucker and the field goals. Just way too sloppy in this one. Steelers, Derrick Henry, Isaiah Likely, Justice Hill all dropped the football today. All had a fumble loss. You could call that an interception, I guess. But Justice Hill late in the game, ball got taken out of his hands. Not going to work. You can't lose the ball that many times as well. Jay Flowers had a key drop late in the football game. That didn't help matters. You can't make this many mistakes and win. Steelers didn't look particularly good on offense, but they didn't capitalize. They couldn't get the ball in the end zone. But they did just enough, get in range, hit their field goals, win the game. Whereas if the Ravens had a hard time executing anything today, they just couldn't get it done. So number 3, another Jackson didn't even see the field. Eddie Jackson, I think he was sent home before the game today. I don't know exactly what happened there. Somebody on social media was saying, well, it's a healthy scratch. Well, yeah, it's a healthy scratch, but why? Why was he scratched before he even gets on the bus? Was more the question. Marcus didn't play at all today. Darius had 12 tackles, so he stepped up. I think this is what you're going to see for the rest of the year. You're going to see a Darius Williams and Kyle Hamilton. This was the best game the Ravens have had statistically as far as yards in the air. Now, it was Pittsburgh, so that's a little bit, you got to factor that in. But look, you can't continue to give up 300 some yards in the air. That's not going to get it. Can't continue to do that. 300 yards in the air, that's not going to work all season. Steelers edge rushers bother Lamar Jackson. The edge rusher of the Steelers bothers Lamar. That's clear. The issue with Lamar, I kind of saw it today. The Steelers don't reinvent the wheel on defense. And I think everybody thinks you got to have this exotic, crazy, wild stuff on defense to have an effective defense. You don't. They basically have edge rush on both sides. They had Preston Smith today along with Watt. They kind of collapsed the pocket very well. And Cam Hayward is really good. Excuse me, getting penetration up middle. And that was the ball game. Lamar this was his lowest percentage throwing the football as he had all season. He kind of made some magic on throws, but even they weren't set. Threw ball off target a lot. Didn't throw the ball very well when he did throw it. except for the last drive. He was able to come back, wasn't able to convert the 2 points. This is the thing in Pittsburgh, too. They've been in a situation a couple times where you need to convert 2 at the end and can't do it. So interesting to see what happens there. I don't think it's straight strategy against Lamar. I think it's just the way Pittsburgh plays. And you have that zone all the time. The receivers having trouble beating the zone. So they're containing the edges, they're containing the run, and they're containing the Ravens downfield as well. And just overall, didn't play solid football in this one. Struggling to play solid football, but lost now. You're now 2 back in the loss column against Pittsburgh. Now, Pittsburgh does have a lot of division games left, unlike the Ravens, where most of them are behind it. But now you got 4 losses to the Steelers, too, and you have losses now to Cincinnati, to Cleveland, and Pittsburgh. So we'll see. You have home games against them, but it's interesting to see what happens going forward. Next Monday, you are going to have the Harbaugh Bowl. The Harbaugh brothers are going to go against each other on Sunday. So he's going to go against his brother, Jim Harbaugh, on Monday Night Football against the Ravens. You're going to see a lot of ex-Ravens in that one as well. You're going to see J.K. Dobbins. You're going to see Gus Edwards is there. Greg Roman is there. You got a lot of ex-Ravens, Baltimore West. So you're going against the Ravens next week. Not executing well enough to win. End of story. You got to execute better to get that. The Steelers are not a better team. I'm not saying that just because I don't like them, and I don't like them. You know, my silly brother sent me a text I didn't read because he's a Steelers fan and he doesn't know about football. The team isn't any good. The Ravens just didn't play well enough to win, and that happens. So, but that said, that may put them in first place going forward. So we will see what happens going forward. So definitely check us out. Our regular podcast this week is going to be on Wednesday or Thursday, probably Thursday morning. We'll have the podcast. We'll go ahead and roll that out for you so we can talk about Monday Night Football this week against the Chargers. So thank you very much for joining us for the Rivalry Sports Podcast. You enjoy the rest of your day.